Evelyn J. And guess what? I am back hosting the news rant because you guys know I'm always ranting and raving about everything hot. But I'm filling in for Evan the Show because he's got to go. And I actually told him I was going to say that really corny line, but it makes me feel good on the inside, you know? Mm-hmm. Yes. So we have, for the news rant today, and I have to do the accents when I introduce her, we have the most incredible woman, one of the most incredible women I know. She's a fighter, she's a mother, she's a an international journalist. Oh, wait, excuse me, I lost the accent. She's an international journalist. She is a makeup artist. She is the owner of a record label, Delamo Records, which is international, based in Paris, London, America, Ghana. Woo! You are just doing so much. Everyone plays. Welcome all the way from across the seas. And Mrs. Ashley D. Lamelt, how are you today?
Hi.
Do I sound good? Am I doing a good accent?
No? Stop it.
No, cheerio.
She keeps doing this.
I think it's
so
great.
Irritating. Like,
No.
Stop it.
Well, thank you for joining us.
I don't know.
I love her, guys, so much. Well, you guys know that Evan is my soul brother. This is one of our soul sisters, Ashley. She's always in America, and when she's here, we have to have this incredible woman sitting down. So we're going to get right into the news rants, because I want to rant about it a little bit, okay? Because there's a lot going on. I want to base this one a little bit more. I'm going to go in and out of accents for you, just so I can relate to you. I got to feel your soul, okay?
Okay.
All right. So with the news rants, we're going to talk a little bit about politics. And in the politics today, I want to talk a little bit about, because everything, my brand is spiritual, right? Mm-hmm. Right? So I want to talk about one of the things that I did talk about in the season of my podcast, and it's alchemy, the good and the bad of things. And since we're talking political and you're in America, let's talk a little bit about Donald Trump.
Okay.
In the news this week, there's good and there's bad. So I think this is a great form of political alchemy. Do you see what we did there, guys? What Evan and I did there? We're branding together. So let's start with, I'd rather get the bad out the way so we can end on a good note, keep things positive.
Good.
So the bad, there are actually 5 articles of impeachment that have been enforced by the government for Donald Trump. In his presidency. I know some of them include obstruction of justice, violation of the Constitution, undermining the freedom of press. So my question to you, Mrs. Ashley D. Lamelt, well, I have two. What are your thoughts on President Trump, if you could just give a little bit?
Undermining the freedom of press or overusing?
Social media. Someone actually deactivated Twitter. So what are your thoughts? As a journalist, let's dabble in that one for a little bit. The undermining the freedom of the press. How do you feel about that? Because you're an international journalist. You do a lot of stuff here. So how do you feel about that article?
I mean, to be fair, he's made every use of it. So he's actually using it for what it is for, expressing yourself.
Right.
And there's no rule into what you can actually express, whether it's good or bad. So I don't think he's actually broken any law. Mm-hmm. The only law he's broken is moral, where he says things that are quite offensive. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, he's set in his ways, and it is what it is. It's just, when you reach a certain age, you're not going to sugarcoat anything. You're just going to say it as it is. But because a lot of people are into this whole morally correct way of communication,
right,
they don't usually, people rarely get to hear the truth when it comes to certain matters and situations, because people always cover it. But he's reached a stage where he doesn't care. He's just saying what he feels.
Do you think that's why he more so had why he won the election? Because he is so blunt, and that's kind of like Cardi B's success. Everybody wants that real and that raw.
Yeah, I think he won because he actually, he was just really honest with how he was thinking and feeling. But I think that people were just impressed with the honesty. Whether it was painful or wrong or offensive, they were just still impressed with it.
You know what I like about you, Ashley? You give a perspective, and it's an honest perspective, but it's not. And the one thing about Ashley, she's all about love and positivity. Did I say that good? Positivity. Yes. She's all about love and positivity. So, that's an interesting perspective to see it as. So I want to move into the next one, because this one is, I think interesting is a good word for this one too. So there's so there's a story in the news right now about a UCLA basketball player, am I saying his name right? LiAngelo Ball. He's actually brothers with Lonzo Ball, who plays for the Lakers. And so he decided, well, he went to China. He's a basketball player at UCLA, but he went to China and he stole items from China. So what's in the news about him? And this is the positive of the alchemy. We gave the negative and now we're giving the positive, guys. But he went to China and he stole items while he was in China. And so he was going to serve, I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe it was 10 years in China. But Donald Trump actually got him out of trouble. So how do you feel? And he went to the press and he apologized for taking items, said that he basically had a bad moment, a bad judgment call, and he's not perfect, but, you know, he apologized and take full responsibility, all of this other stuff. And how do you feel about that? Donald Trump got him, now he's back home, and Donald Trump, you know, I guess pulled some strings and got him out of the situation because he was going to serve 10 years. And this was an African-American young male. So how do you feel about that?
I don't think it was him. I don't think it was him. He's got a really bad reputation, and they know all this impeachment, all these things are happening, so they actually have to pull their weight up. And whoever's on his team for the urban factor has decided, you know, why don't we become really nice to somebody who is unprivileged and show that we actually care about.
And he knew it would be a big story.
Yeah.
With everything going on.
The story isn't that he's actually helping the boy. The story is that the boy is black and that he's helped him. That's the story. So it's got nothing to do. It's got nothing to do with helping out, because there's no way, whether he was black, white, or whatever, they would have let him go through whatever in China, because every country has a duty for their people. So that's standard. That he would have been helped anyway. Okay. Right. It's just the story's out there because the young person is black, and it's associated with the whole factor of, I am not racist, I love my black people, especially my young black boys. And I want them to succeed, so I've given them an opportunity to come out of trouble. You see, I did that.
Yeah, I'm not...
So you can't impeach me. Why would you?
I'm such a great person. No, you know what? And it actually makes...
But it's not from him, because he doesn't know what's going on. He's just been told, this is what's happened, this is what you're going to say, this is what you're going to agree with. And then he said, all right, okay.
This makes sense for my political career. Let me do it.
Yeah.
You know? I kind of agree with you there.
Good PR.
Good. Shout out to the PR team there. That's a good one. That's a good one, because it's all over Sports Center, and I mean anywhere. Yeah. So, how do people in London overall feel about Donald Trump and the overall political things that are going on in America?
To be honest, they feel the same way as how you guys feel here.
Okay.
But I just feel like it's deeper than Donald Trump. He's just the illusion of what's happening, because there's people still out there being killed for their skin. There's people still suffering. There's still a lot of injustice, and he is just the biggest distraction ever.
Right.
And through his drama, a lot of other things are happening that people are not paying attention to, because they're too busy trying to, watch what he's doing, what he's saying, and what Twitter's saying, what it's about.
Right.
But really, if you were to look behind what's happening with his team, the actual work that they're doing, then you'd know that, he's just a distraction. He's not the problem. Donald Trump is not the problem. The problem is the whole world in general.
Right. It's the infrastructure.
The structure, the way everybody's been raised, the lies the media is feeding.
Right.
Because the media is controlling all the information that we're receiving.
The world.
So he's not the problem.
And you know what I think? I think what people are afraid of is each other's differences. But what they fail to realize is that's what actually makes us unique, and it makes us strong. When we, you could say hello, but you could say hola. It's the same thing. It's just different words. As long as it's founded in love, right?
And people want someone to blame. As long as they can put the blame on someone, whether it's Donald Trump, whether it's the Queen, or whether it's, what's his name, Obama.
Hey,
they want to put the blame on someone, the leader. Right. But then, to be honest, in order to get everything functioning the way it's supposed to be, it starts from you. So it takes you to make the world. It's not just Donald Trump or whichever president from whichever city that's going to do anything.
Right.
It's a united work.
What's that Michael Jackson song? I'm starting with the man in
I
the
was
mirror.
thinking of We Are the World.
Hey, that's why Michael is the icon. We got 2 songs right there.
We are
we're
the
gonna do like
world.
we should do like a little Jackson 5, like a.
But it's true though, we really have to make this point that
Right.
everything starts from youth, and people need to be raised a certain way where they can believe that they can make a difference as well.
Right.
Because the only reason why Donald Trump is president is because he believed he could make a difference. Whatever difference that is, he felt like he could make
he's
that
made a
difference.
difference, all right. He's made a
So he
difference.
put his foot forward, even though he had no experience and probably just had a couple of lunch date with some of the people from the White House, and that made him feel qualified, right, to go for it. So I think even though he's got this different approach, I think people should still look up to the action that he took, which is he felt he could make a difference. So
Right.
we all can make a difference. We can all make a difference. We just have to get up and do it.
Donald Trump being in office is really sad, but it could be really inspiring too. Like, hey, you could really wake up one day and say, I want to be the president of the United States, and it could actually happen.
Well, him being a president is definitely going to give the United States their next best president.
Right.
So everything happens for a reason. Before
you know
you get
what?
the big angel, you
Right.
need to get the big devil.
But you want to know something too? Because so many people tried to take away from Obama's legacy. I believe in Donald Trump is meant to be president. And I know I said this at the panel in Rutgers, but it's true. Everything is divine order. If it wasn't meant to be, it would not happen. But so many people took away from the legacy of Obama. But now you can do nothing but appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because of what we're dealing with now. So I do think that, like you said, there's going to be someone who comes along that's absolutely amazing.
Right.
But we'll know how to value them now.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's what's
Right.
going to happen.
So I want to backtrack just a little bit.
Okay.
Now, you said a little bit about the youth. You said making a difference. You're a single mom.
Yeah.
Kalia, we love you.
My daughter.
Aw, I'm her favorite, everybody. But you're a single mom, and you also have kidney failure. And tell us a little bit about that. How is your journey, and how do you strive this crazy entrepreneur lifestyle doing all of that?
That's a very good question.
Yes.
I don't even know myself. To be honest, I'm motivated. I'm motivated by wanting to make a difference, like I was saying. And I feel like, if you want to see a difference, you have to make the difference. And yeah, because I'm a single mom, and obviously I've got kidney failure, I don't know realistically when I'm actually not going to be on this earth anymore. So I take each day very importantly, and I feel like as long as I can do something to make a difference for my daughter and for other kids her age, then I'm going to do it. So I'm motivated by the fact that I want to leave a legacy for her. And I want her to be able to feel like just because she hasn't had her dad in her life doesn't mean that she can't do certain things or she can't live a certain lifestyle. So I'm trying my best just to show her that, she can achieve all.
And you want to know what, guys? She says she's trying her best, but I'm going to take you out of that little humble stuff for a little bit because, honey, she is doing. Not only are you the owner of D. Lamole Records, which is international. Shout out to Jovan, your artist.
Yes.
Yes. Not only are you that, but you've worked with Hot 97, WBLS, 50 Cent, Tyra Banks. And, guys, I swear, I am just naming, not even touching the tip of the iceberg. You've done so much, and you've left this legacy. So is there, anything motivating or inspiring that you want to give to young entrepreneurs out there who may want to do something like you're doing, or maybe even shows like the Weekly
Yeah,
Fan?
I just want to tell people that whatever it is that you want to do, that you have the feeling to do, don't second doubt yourself. Just know that you can do it. Obviously, there's a strategy for everything, so you got to have a realistic plan. But when you say you're going to do something and you say that you want something, when you ask about it or you pray about it, just know that it's going to be done. Now, the mistake we make is that we say we want something, but then we're sitting down watching others, and then we're wondering, how did they get there? Or I'd love to get there, or I want to get there. But the difference is that you need to actually make the step. So when you make one step, the universe will meet you and make 10. And then you both unite, and together you can make things happen. So, for example, you say you want to have a meeting with, let's say, a really big celebrity that's going to be at an event. Okay, you book your flight or your train ticket or whatever. That's the first step. Now, the second step is trying to get into the venue. So you make sure you try and get yourself a press pass or, I don't know, an invitation or whatnot. And then when you get in there, you let the universe work for itself, because you don't rush behind the person and say, hey, I'm so-and-so. No, you don't do that. You look around, you network, you get to know people. But I kid you not, you are going to be stuck in the toilet with that person that you're looking for, talking about, do you have lipstick or do you have hand cream? And it's actually going to be the person that you're looking for. And that's the way the universe works. He brings you the person or the thing that you need. It brings it to you, but you have to meet halfway.
Yes.
And don't forget, no one is unreachable. Like, that's a lot of things that's the biggest misconception that people have. They think people are unreachable. They're not.
You know what? That's actually, because mind is everything. That's actually what blocks you from reaching a person, is believing they are unreachable. So that's another thing. Let's talk a little bit about stepping out on faith. Woo, the news rants got interesting.
Yep.
But stepping out on faith, like, you know, we talk about how you fly over here all the time, and sometimes you don't have it. Like when I went overseas to see you guys last year, I had $180 in my pocket. And this is stuff that me and my tribe do all the time, and we try to put it out there and highlight this stuff to, like, you know, inspire people. Just like Evan, he has a whole studio, and he's grinding, like, but people don't know that sauce that we go through that's called the entrepreneur sauce. So can you tell people a little bit about, like, maybe an experience that you had where you stepped out on faith and you were like, I gotta get it, and then it happened for you? It was so passionate, wasn't it?
I don't know, everything really. I mean, the way I went...
VMAs.
The VMAs.
Let's talk about that. Look, I know her whole life, y'all. I'm like, I'll pick one for you if you can't pick.
What can I say? Okay, right. The message with my VMA story is that you always have to be ready. If you want something and you say you really want it, you don't get to choose when you're going to get it. And you don't get to choose how you're going to get it. Ooh. The only thing you get to choose is to say you make the choice that you want it. But how it's going to come and when, no. So I have never dreamed of going to the VMAs. I'm not a singer. I sing in my bathroom. That's about it. And yes, I have an artist and I've got a record label. But to be fair, in my eyes, I haven't reached VMA levels. But the universe said I was ready for the VMAs, so they made me ready for the VMAs. And
you walked the red carpet, you got to meet all of these artists.
It was just the funniest experience because I was invited, because I spent the day at Snoop's house on the Saturday, and then I must have left his house about 11. Then midnight I get a call and they said, oh, you're going to the VMAs tomorrow. So now I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to do red carpet interviews. So then, because I didn't really, because you don't really just get someone calling you say you're going to the VMAs tomorrow. So I didn't really take it seriously. I just heard it. So the next day, 11 o'clock, I've gone with my daughter. We've gone to the mall, go and get some breakfast. And then I get the call again. And the person, she says, are you going? Are you not? And I'm like, where? What? How? What's going on? And she said, the VMAs. And I said, oh, so she's actually serious. And she says, the red carpet's at 2 and it's 11 o'clock. And I'm looking at the time, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got a rush. It's actually real. And we had to rush back, get our clothes. I had nothing to wear. I put my regular jeans, regular shirt. I opened up the buttons because I wanted to cleavage, just boobies, And then I went to the hotel so I could meet them to get my ticket. And then I did my makeup, my daughter did my hair. She just helped me, I helped her. We both got together, ready together in the hotel bathroom. And then the Wild and Out crew came, they got us a chauffeur. And then there you are, I was on my way to the VMAs. Now when I got there, because my mind is very much, I'm the helper, I didn't really, I still haven't really got into the habit of being full front. So when I got there, I was with Chico and Darren from Wild and Out, and I kept saying to the boys, no, I'm here to help you. And then when they put the boys on the red carpet, then they told me to go. I said, no, I'm not walking. I'm here to help the boys. And then just showed me the board and I said, no, Delamode Records, Ashley Delamode, you're walking. And I thought, oh my God. But you know what? I walked it.
Right. And saying all of that to say, you manifest your reality.
Exactly.
And just to bring it back home, because this week for the Weekly Rant is all about politics, good and bad, the alchemy of politics. So you just heard an inspiring story from an entrepreneur mom who is, you know, she'll take the worst situation and make it the best. Same thing with Donald Trump's campaign. Regardless of what you see, there's good and there's bad, and you create your reality. So to wrap up the Weekly Rant, go out there, guys, and create your reality.
Don't let anything stop you.
Yes.
You can make it.
You are listening to the Weekly Rant, and this is Madison J with Ashley Delamode, we are filling in for Evan the Show, and we are checking out.
Bye-bye.